Yo, before we start the video, I want to talk to you guys about One Piece Amino, and it's basically an app where you can talk and discuss about One Piece with other One Piece fans, make polls and challenges and all of that good stuff. You can also take all sorts of quizzes and test your knowledge on how much you really know about One Piece, because there is a lot to know about One Piece. But yeah, quizzes are always fun. Definitely try it out and check out the app One Piece Amino. You can also find me on there. My username is Ferrospace, so definitely follow me on One Piece Amino. All the links will be in the description below. But yeah, let's move on to the video. What's up guys, it is your boy Pharaoh, and today we're going to be looking at all titles in One Piece, mostly the strongest titles and possible titles that might show up later on, and we're just going to be discussing, explaining these titles and what they might mean. Number 1, the greatest bounty, Monkey D.Dragon. Having the highest bounty in the series. Now, while we may not know what Dragon bounty is, it is definitely in the billions, because Jack, who is a Yonko commander, has a billion, so Dragon, who is on a way higher level than Jack, should be a lot higher. My estimations would be about 5 to 10 billion, and we also know Oda uses bounties to hype up the individual's powers, so Dragon low-key might be the strongest dude in the series, or at least on that Yonko level. Number 2, the strongest pirates, the Yonko. Now the Yonkos are the top echelons of the New World, and they are the strongest pirates. They consist of 4 individuals: Kaido, the strongest creature, Red Hair Shanks, Big Mom, and Blackbeard. Now it's not only their individual power that makes them the strongest, but also their crews and allies. If you're fighting a Yonko, you're not just fighting the Yonko, you're fighting his entire crew. But these guys are basically Luffy's end goal, and by surpassing these individuals, one can become the Pirate King. Number 3, the strongest creature, Kaido. Just like I mentioned before, Kaido is one of the Yonkos that rule the New World. Now Kaido has something that sets him apart from the other Yonkos. He has a title. He has been stated to be the strongest creature, in a 1v1. Always bet on Kaido. Now there's a huge misconception in the community where people say Kaido's title does not include humans. Well, let's go back to Kaido's translation, his introduction. They said, amongst all living beings, he is said to be the strongest. Humans are living beings, therefore it includes humans. I feel like people just don't want to give Kaido his credit where it's due, because they fanboy over Shanks. It's mostly the Shanks fanboys that always say, yo, Kaido, a title does not include humans. They don't want Kaido to be number 1. I mean, I get you, but yo, we just have to go off of facts here. Now, just because you're the strongest doesn't necessarily mean you always win. Kaido can lose to Shanks, Big Mom, or Blackbeard in a 1v1, but being stronger means you have a higher chance of winning. Number 4, the strongest intelligence force in the world government, the Cypher Pole 0 or CP0. Now these guys are essentially spies of the world government and the force that counters the revolutionary army, and the only known member we know of as of right now is Kaku, Spandam, and Rob Lucci. There's obviously more people like the 3 guys that showed up at Dressrosa, and in terms of strength, they have to be quite strong. If they're capable of clashing and chasing Blackbeard away from Baltigo, that speaks volume on its own. But the only people that have control over these guys are the Celestial Dragons and the Gorosei to some extent. I'm not sure how much power they hold over the CP0, but the Celestial Dragons have authority over these guys. The government's strongest military powers, the Admirals. The strongest characters in the Marines, we have Akainu, Kizaru, Greenbul, and Fujitora, and the Admirals usually have a crazy devil fruit ability like things like gravity, light, magma, ice, basically overpowered devil fruits in general, and each of these Admirals come with their own sense of justice, so they all have different personalities with a different mindset. There's usually someone who is really extreme and someone who is in the middle, and we have the the relaxed, chill, individual, kind Admiral. But yeah, these guys are monsters, and usually when the term Admiral is brought, the term Yonko is also brought. Again, it's debatable. You can put these guys wherever you want to put them. I always have the Yonkos and the Admirals as top tiers, the Yonkos being slightly stronger, but the gap isn't too crazy. Number 6, the strongest man, Edward Newgate, also known as Whitebeard, a previous Yonko that died and one of the only few people to rival Goldie Roger, the Pirate King. Now Whitebeard's title means he has dominance over every man when it comes down to a fight. Pretty much self-explanatory, but some do ask what is the difference between Whitebeard's title and Kaido. Now this is my personal thoughts. Kaido is technically above Whitebeard, but since they call Whitebeard the strongest man, he should be above Kaido, since Kaido is a man as well. Now we have to look at the word man. A man is a human male. Kaido is also a man, but he is not human. He's a man of whatever creature he is. We don't know what Kaido is, so he does not apply when it comes to the strongest man title. Kaido's title is literally above every species known, and it's not just physical strength but overall dominance in the fight. When someone has the strongest title, it's not just physical strength, it's overall dominance in the fight. They're more likely to win in a fight. But I do think the next person to have this title is Blackbeard. I think Blackbeard will become the strongest man at some point in the series. I don't know if it's probably after he beats Shanks. Probably after he beats Shanks, he gains that title as the strongest. Then that's when Luffy is gonna face off with him. Number 7, Jimbei, the strongest fishman, the first son of the sea. Now I'm not including half-breeds like Jack and Dillinger, but purely fishmen. I don't think we've seen any fishmen, pure fishmen, stronger than Jimbei. Maybe Fisher Tiger was stronger, but Jimbei probably surpassed him. But in terms of fighting capabilities, he's the strongest in water. You cannot beat Jimbei in water with his, fisherman karate. He's doing some crazy stuff with his abilities underwater, and even on land he's pretty damn strong. I would say he's around Zoro, Sanji level on land, but he probably loses to them. I'm not sure about Zoro because Zoro is a monster, but he's around that level. Number 8, the strongest Haki user, Shanks. Again, this is a possible title. Now the reason why we know Shanks has crazy Haki is because amongst the current Yonkos, they are all devil fruit users with broken abilities, and most of them are abnormal individuals. For example, Big Mom beating a giant at the age of 5, Blackbeard having some type of abnormalities when it comes with his body, that's why he's capable of having 2 devil fruits, and Kaido isn't even human. But Shanks, being a normal human, has the capabilities of rivaling these guys, and so his only source of power, which is Haki, has to be on a whole different level, especially his King's Haki. But yeah, Shanks is a scary guy. Like, he has 1 arm, he's a normal human being, and he can go toe to toe with people like Kaido, Big Mom, and Blackbeard. Yeah, his Haki has to be on that level. Number 10, the highest authority in the world government, the Gorosei. Now these guys are essentially the rulers of the entire world. Anything they say goes. Like, you can't defy their order. Now the Celestial Dragons have more power than the Gorosei, but they are not within the world government. They're like a force that is above the world government, so they're not included when it comes to the highest authority, which is the Gorosei. But when it comes to the Gorosei, these guys probably know what happened 800 years ago in the Void Century and punishes anyone who tries to find the truth. That's why they're chasing Nico Robin. They burned down Ohara and everything there. But there's also theories floating around saying that these guys are immortals, and a lot of people even say these guys may be the strongest people in the verse and maybe Luffy's end game, like end game fight. But that's pretty much it when it comes to Goroseis. But these are all theories, but who knows? These guys are definitely some spooky stuff. There's definitely some spooky stuff going on around the Gorosei. Number 11, the strongest swordsman in the world, Mihawk. Now this title is a bit controversial, but personally the strongest swordsman is the strongest when it comes down to pure swordsmanship. But when you take things like Haki, King's Haki, Devil Fruit, and special abilities, it's definitely a game changer, and this is the reason why people think Shanks is stronger than Mihawk. But again, just because you're the strongest doesn't mean you can't lose. But I have Mihawk on that Admiral Yonko level, that top tier level. But yeah, it really depends on how you take the title. It could mean 2 things really. It could mean like he's stronger than every swordsman, like everybody with a sword. So it's a title that people debate every time. You always get that Shanks versus Mihawk. Mihawk is stronger, but at the end of the day, they're both top tiers. It could go either way. I don't know. Number 12, the highest ranked Marine, Akainu. Now Akainu is currently the fleet admiral of the Marines. Sengoku was the previous, and Kong was the fleet admiral during Roger's era. Now the fleet admiral is a person who commands the entire factions of the Marines, including the 3 admirals. He has authority over them, but the fleet admiral are usually stationed at Navy headquarters. They don't usually leave the HQ. They just give orders to the admirals to get shit done. But these guys are usually the strongest soldiers in the Marines. Number 13, the strongest Marine, Monkey D. Garp or Kong. Now I'm conflicted between these 2 characters, Garp and Kong. I'm more for Garp when it comes to feat. Garp almost killed Roger. He was known as the hero, so he was definitely on that top tier level. powerful in the past, especially Prime Garp. But with Kong, I base it more off of hype. Now, Kong was a fleet admiral during Roger's era, and fleet admirals are usually the strongest in the Marines, going by what that CP0 guy said in Big Mom's flashback. And being the strongest in the Marines means you have to go against the strongest pirates. So Kong should be on that Roger, Whitebeard, Shiki, and also Garp's level. Obviously, he's old right now, but we're talking about Prime here. But I will have to give it to Garp for now. Akainu or Kobe may surpass Garp and the series, but who knows. Then we have the last one, number 14, the strongest devil fruit, the Yami Yami no Mi. Now, the Yami Yami no Mi is known as the strongest. Now, it's a Logia type of devil fruit, but it doesn't grant the user intangibility, but it has the power to cancel out other devil fruit abilities. So technically, it is the strongest because no devil fruits can match up against it, and we're comparing them at their base form. But when you involve things like skills, the user, versatility, control, someone with a different devil fruit can beat someone who has the Yami Yami no Mi. So we're basically comparing them at their base form, and at their base form, the Yami Yami no Mi is the strongest devil fruit because it can absorb everything. But while it is the strongest devil fruit, there is something special about it. Blackbeard also called it to be the most evil devil fruit, or evil soul within the devil fruit. So there's something special that we don't know about, but it is the strongest devil fruit as of right now. But yeah, comment down below what you think. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe for more One Piece content on this channel. It is Pharaoh, and I will see you guys later. Peace.